We are just a few hours away until the roster cut down deadline. It's 3 p.m. Central when every single team in the NFL has to cut down to 53 men on their team. Welcome into Titans Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper. And the Titans, they continue to make more and more and more cuts. On Monday, they made 16 of them. Tuesday, they had about 13 last time I checked. And yeah, they got about probably 12, around 12. It is coming very fast. Every single minute, there has been a new roster transaction. So the last time I looked at it, there were 12 more cuts to go, but I assume that we are going under that. And we will have the full 53-man roster for you later today. When we get it, I will make a video for you guys and put it out as soon as I can, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on who exactly made the team. We did get this morning on a player that was already on the roster and guaranteed a spot, and that's Tajae Spears. We know during the preseason that he hurt his ankle. Well, Adam Schefter reported that he was going to be placed on the short-term IR, meaning that he will miss the first 4 games of the season. Now, we kind of expect Julius Chestnut or Khalil Mullings to be on this 53-man roster. Neither of them have been cut, so I assume maybe both or just one of them will be on the 53, and by the time that Tajae Spears gets back, the 4 weeks in, either they'll stay on the roster or get placed on. Probably they'll get waived. I expect them to clear it and go on the practice squad. Here are the cuts that we have so far. You have a lot of them, so we'll just go over some of the names that we see that maybe might be a little surprising, but not. You have Julius Wood, TJ Smith, Joe Gaziano, Arlington Hambright, you have Amari, and then Sam Mustipher was your backup center, but with Corey Levin kind of shining, he was waived. You have Jha'Quan Jackson, TJ Sheffield, yeah, he's getting cut. Jordan Mims and Jermari Jefferson is your running backs. Mason Kinsey, and then you see on there quarterback Trevor Siemian, he was brought in kind of as your third QB, but Brandon Allen looks like he won that backup job. Thomas Okoye, and then another couple of 3 because we couldn't fit that on there. Drake Dabney, Brendan James, and the undrafted free agent Cam Horsley. A lot of cuts, but there are a lot more to go, and I'm going to break down 5 of them. 5 of them that are pretty surprising. There's one that I looked at and I was like, what is going on here? But I'll ask you guys before we get into those. You saw them. Do you agree with the Tennessee Titans cut so far? Give me a yes or give me a no down in the comments section. Let's start off with the one that probably wasn't a surprise, but it's kind of disappointing, and it's Xavier Restrepo. We saw his performance in the preseason, and it really wasn't good or was it bad? It just wasn't there. He didn't get a lot of playing time, and it's kind of sad. But then the big one that really shocked me, and I was like, this guy's making the team. He has showed off on not only on the wide receiver side of the field, but also on special teams. Like, I'll say it again, Xavier Restrepo was expected, and I do expect Restrepo to be on the practice squad. He's Cam Ward's #1 guy in college, but Proche, wow. And I thought that the Titans might keep 7 wide receivers on the depth chart, especially with how good he has been in camp. You see this from Terod Davenport. Like, Proche had a really good camp. He continues to make plays, just now a solid catch. It's almost like every time he's on the field in practice, and now he makes a case for a roster spot. Well, here's your depth chart. And you got Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett, Elegant Manor, Van Jefferson, who had an amazing final preseason game, Jermari DK, and Bryce Oliver. I thought they were going to keep 7 because Proche was also your returner, but I guess they really think that Jermari DK is going to be either the kick returner or the punt returner somewhere on this team. I don't know, man. They say they hope he gets to the practice squad, but if I'm any other team and I saw him like, you played the Vikings. You played the Falcons. I don't know. I really am. I'm kind of disappointed. I thought that he was a lock to make this roster, but I guess not. But Mike Borgonzi and Brian Callahan know a lot better than I do. I'm just a guy who talks here on YouTube. Going to break down a couple more of the cuts. One tight end that was not a shock to anybody. But first, I got to tell you about our sponsor of today's show, and that is Prize Picks. Preseason football is over, ladies and gentlemen. College football is here this weekend, so don't miss any of the action this season on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off, which ones aren't. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. And I put my sports opinions to the test because I talk about the Titans here. I talk about Tennessee. Dak Prescott, the more. It's a max discount for Prize Picks. Just needs 1 passing yard week 1. And then some season-long player projections. Calvin Ridley, the more, are 925.5 receiving yards. And Tony Pollard with Tajae Spears out. He will get a lot more carries. Give me the more, 900.5 rushing yards. You can make a lineup just like that one when you download the Prize Picks app and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link for that will be in the comments and description of today's video. Prize Picks, run your game. All right, back to the cuts. Josh Whyle, and this was a big writing on the wall. He was your tight end 2 last year, and he really kind of didn't break out and become that second tight end that the Titans wanted him to be. So they ended up drafting another tight end, and that was Gunnar Helm, the guy out of Texas. And wow, he kind of amazed Tennessee in the preseason. He had that big catch against the Falcons where he went up, and it just looked great. Over 2 people. I expect Gunnar Helm to pass Chigga for that tight end 1 spot. I've done 4 fantasy drafts, people. Gunnar Helm hasn't gone in any of them, undrafted. And I picked him up in every single one because I truly believe that he's going to be a tight end 1 at some point this season. Now going to the offensive line, Jalen Duncan, I kind of expected him to maybe possibly be as a backup offensive lineman, offensive tackle, but it just did not work out for him. The Titans, they decided not to go in the route with Jalen Duncan, but there's one person who did make the team that I saw from Paul Kaharski, who covers the Titans, and I think that's why they cut Jalen Duncan. And you see right there on your right side, next to J.C. Latham, below that, you have Brendan Crenshaw-Dixon. He is expected to make the roster, and I think he took Jalen Duncan's spot. So he looked better in the preseason, he looked better in camp, and it looks like that they went with him over Duncan. A bit of a surprise, but when you go with that sole undrafted free agent on that team. And the last one, also another surprise for me, Mike Brown, you have won the 5th spot on this roster. Kendall Brooks, unfortunately, did not make this team, and I thought he was a lock. It was him and James Prochet to make this team. He has looked good every single time he was on the field. You know who had the pick 6 against the Falcons, who read Easton Stick's eyes perfectly? It was Kendall Brooks. But it was kind of unfortunate for Brooks to be cut because Quandre Diggs was signed. So right when he was signed, it was like, oh, well, they're only probably going to keep 5 safeties on the roster. Well, you kind of got unlucky, and now it was down to you and Mike Brown, and I don't even know if it's guaranteed Mike Brown is going to be on this team, but if they keep 5, it seems like he is going to win that spot. Kendall Brooks, I was kind of surprised. He looked really good during the preseason. That pick 6, I was like, oh, you locked down. You read it perfectly. Yeah, you should be on this team. I'll ask you guys, though, who is a bigger surprise to you not making this team? James Prochet or Kendall Brooks? Type JP for Prochet or type KB for Brooks. I got to put my JPs down in the chat because I can't believe it. And they expect him to be on the practice squad. Good luck with that. I expect someone to claim him. Later on today, we got a full 53-man roster. We have it coming at you. We find out at 3 p.m. Central Time. We're also going to have a video and analysis on that, so you don't miss out. Hit that sub button and also turn on your notifications so you don't miss that video. And as always, tighten up.